Hi, this is Lisa Kelly, Notre Dame author and class of 1993, and you are watching the Two Irish Brothers show. Cheers and go Irish.
Tyree. Here's Tyree with the lane. Tyree! Whoa! Can he get there? Tyree at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Notre Dame! Woo! 98 big ones!
How's it going, everyone? I am ND Sean 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin 57.
And together, we make up this little deal known as the Two Irish Brothers Show. First off, you guys all know the drill. It's been a couple years of us doing this. Hit that subscribe tab in the bottom right-hand corner, like or dislike the video, and make sure to check out the travel package, which is the lone travel package that we are advertising now for Irv Smith's package that he is putting together for next year in Ireland when Notre Dame takes on Navy. So with that said, Ben, the time has arrived. We are a week away from the Gator Bowl. Now, let me just say this. Obviously, when you go into the season, this is not where you expect to be.
No.
Every team expects
Not when
to.
you're at Notre Dame, at least.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's the best way to put it. The goal is always the playoffs, or at the very least, one of the four remaining NY6 bowls. But of course, a playoff expanding here in a couple of years, that shouldn't be an issue. But I got to say this, though, even though it sucks not being in the playoffs or an NY6 bowl, I'm not disappointed at playing in the Gator Bowl.
No.
The Gator Bowl here, and I'm not just saying this because, I'm being funny because we didn't, make the NY6 or just making excuses. No, the Gator Bowl is a bowl game that's been around for quite a number of decades.
Yeah.
It's been around with the citrus / tangerine bowl, which is what it was first called, the Holiday Bowl. So even though these games are considered minor bowl games, they're still bowl games that are very
Prestigious, if you will.
Very prestigious, very traditional. So I can't say that I'm disappointed with Notre Dame playing in this bowl game because it's one of those bowl games that everybody knows, and it could easily be an NY6 prestigious level bowl if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if we can't get the NY6, then I think this is the next best thing.
Yeah. And it has been operating since 1946, if it says anything.
Okay, that's what I thought. I figured it was since the 40s, but I wasn't, 100% sure on that. So anyway, with that said, so we've got an interesting matchup here. We will be taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks, as everybody knows by now, of course. And interestingly enough, it was a real battle between the Gator Bowl and the Holiday Bowl. Both bowls are really fighting for us. And I can't lie, if we'd gotten the Gator Bowl, that would have been an interesting matchup to see us go up against Oregon.
Yeah, and yes. Yeah.
Because the Holiday Bowl is one of those games too, just like the Gator Bowl, that is well known. And anyway, it's a pretty nice stage for the second tier bowl level. But anyway, Ben, usually when we do our previews here, we go by the stats and some highlights that we watch from our opponents. But we can't really do this, not in that way anyway, because there's some guys from both teams here that are sitting out. So who knows who's going to be where come game day. I mean, for obviously, we all know by now Michael Mayer and Isaiah Foskey are sitting out for Notre Dame, which I can understand it. This isn't the playoffs. This isn't an NY6 bowl. You're not going to sacrifice your professional future for the Gator Bowl, and I understand that. And also, there's a few guys that are either sitting out for South Carolina or entered the transfer portal. And who are those guys if you have those names up in front of you?
For South Carolina, they have lost Jaheim Bell. He's one of their big name tight ends. Star running back Marshawn Lloyd. And according to the article that I read, he was arguably the biggest recruit since Lattimore. Just recently they lost Zach Pickens, defensive end, who had 131 tackles in his 4-year career with the Gamecocks. So this is a team that's going to lose their starting running back, 2 of their key defensive pieces. This is becoming a little bit more evenly matched because people were groaning in the Notre Dame fan base when we saw Mayer and Pine and Foskey all going to their separate ways. So, I think that this game for Buckner is going to be a nice little welcome back. Let's get it rolling. So,
yeah, and
we'll see.
And of course, as we all saw by now, Drew Pine has officially transferred to Arizona State, which we were talking about this off camera. Just to devote a few seconds to that. Interesting move on Pine's part.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a decent fit for Pine. New coach, new system, most likely running the same system in a way that Notre Dame runs. So that's why Pine's the guy, if you will. I mean, it's a guess. I don't know what the actual talk was, but I mean, everybody knows that they just got their new coach. He's bringing in a new system from what Herm Edwards had. So.
Well, I wish Drew Pine nothing but the best of luck in his career going forward. And I can't thank him enough for what he did do. And I know a lot of people like to crap on him and whatnot, but in a way, he kind of helped save our season when you think about it.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get enough credit for what he did do here.
Yeah. 8-3 as a starter isn't a half bad career.
No, not too shabby.
For a backup quarterback,
Yeah.
So, because I mean, technically, you want to get really technical, Pine's technically the 3rd string quarterback. This year he bumped up to 2nd string behind Buckner, but I mean, he's been our 3rd string quarterback for the last couple seasons. So,
yeah, he has
3rd string quarterback. I'm not trying to make excuses, but that's a pretty good job. So,
oh, absolutely indeed. So, with that said, let's get down to South Carolina here. Now, obviously, it is a fact that Spencer Rattler, quarterback for the Gamecocks, he is playing.
Spencer Rattler show.
Yes,
for better or for worse, depending on how you look at it.
And when you look at South Carolina, they've kind of had a season similar to ours. They had a couple tough losses against top 5 teams, and they lost to a couple opponents that they probably shouldn't have. So it's been kind of an up and down season for them as well. So a lot of similarities when you look at both teams here. But yeah, Spencer Rattler, not horrible numbers. 2,780 yards passing, 66% completion percentage, 16 touchdowns to 11 interceptions.
Yeah.
But here's a key for our defense, even without Isaiah Foskey. He's been sacked 28 times.
Yeah.
And over the course of 12 games, that's a lot.
Yes.
So that tells me that South Carolina's offensive line can be a little spotty at times. So it's going to be up to our defense to really put the pressure on the quarterback, as we always say, win the battle in the trenches.
Yeah. Well, this is a situation where you have to get pressure on Rattler, because Rattler showed this year in particular, you give him time, he will eat you alive. Like, I mean, look what they did to that Tennessee defense.
Yes. I mean, this is a team that can win, that knows how to win big games.
Sure. This is a guy that, I mean, I am not high on him for personal reasons. I don't like him as a person per se. I think he's very arrogant and cocky, kind of like Caleb Williams of Southern Cal. But when he's given time and he settles in, he is a phenomenal quarterback. So he'll pick us apart. So we have to get the pressure on him. We have to. On the flip side, this South Carolina defense, is good at times. I mean, you look at their averages aren't bad. I mean, let's see here. average against 199 passing yards against. That's not bad. That's less than 200. That's a pretty decent defense. I mean, that's a defense that knows how to shut some stuff down. So, and then on the rushing side, average of, well, this one is a bad one, but 192 for rushing. So we got to get the running game going. And this is perfect. This is an absolute perfect situation for Notre Dame. You know that passing is their strong suit when it comes to defense. You know, we have a quarterback that's got to shake off the rust again in Buckner. We have running backs that are very good and very stout. Let's run the ball on them. Let's run down their throat.
I'm thinking, based on that, I'm thinking the strategy that you had against Clemson.
Yeah.
Now we didn't do a lot of passing in that game, but we tore them apart on the ground.
Yep.
And we had a great day running the ball for, all three running backs. So I like to think that based on that, this game could be similar to that one. But yeah, even without the pieces that South Carolina does have, similar to us, they have other guys that, it could be their time to step up and, make their names be heard. Like as far as the running game goes, yeah, you lost Lloyd to the transfer portal, but you still have guys here like Juju McDowell and Christian Beal-Smith who could step up. And for backup running backs, not too bad. I mean, McDowell has 191 yards, 2 touchdowns. Beal-Smith has 148 yards and 5 touchdowns, which I know, I guess maybe tainted numbers because they're not getting the bulk of the carries and so on.
Right.
But, these are guys that they'll be like, hey, this is my time. I'm going to make it count. So
yeah.
you can't just overlook a team because they're without some key parts they've had all year. Now, some pieces that they do have here on offense, a couple of wide receivers here. Antoine Wells Jr., hands down the best receiver on the team. 898 yards, 6 touchdowns, 14 yards a catch. Jalen Brooks, 504 yards, 1 touchdown, but still 15 yards a catch. And so you have guys all the way down the board here that they could step up and really make it count in the, well, I was going to say the big stage, but semi-big stage. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a respected stage nonetheless in this bowl game.
Yeah.
So talking about us, it's kind of the same situation. We have Buckner back back at quarterback. This is an opportunity for him to show what he can do. See how he rebounds from that injury.
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to be our starter all year. Got knocked around badly those first 2 games against Ohio State and Marshall, and he really hasn't gotten that opportunity to show what he can do. And let's just face it, he was bad those 2 games. He really was. Now, is that what he really is, or is he really a lot better than what we've seen so far of him as the starting quarterback? There's a lot of question marks here. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But also a chance for guys like tight end Mitchell Evans, see if he can be the next big thing at tight end for us, and just another chance for all of our young receivers to get in the groove here.
Right.
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, with Buckner, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I could go on here all day long about, our receivers can do this in a good bowl game and so on and so forth. But I don't know how it's going to go. I mean, it all just depends, like I said, on how Buckner. Sorry, folks. I'm having a hard time talking in this video for whatever reason. It all just depends, like I said, on how Tyler can rebound from that injury.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they say, it starts with the quarterback. And I mean, it's, for me, I want Buckner to not do too much. Like, when you get in that situation where, your back is quote unquote against the wall and all that, don't do too much. Like, lean on your teammates, let them do what they need to do. You do what you need to do. Let's keep going. I don't want to see, a major scramble. I don't want to see, a crazy pass like off the back foot and all that. I want to see, calm under fire, show that you've matured a little bit more, as a quarterback, and let's go. So, but if we can get the ball if we can run the ball and really start making them respect the run, dude, we can open up a passing game. So, that's something that we got to key in on, and I hope Tommy Rees keys in on that.
Same here.
Frost, because clearly that's their weakness, and especially with what the situation we're walking into as Notre Dame, when you got a guy like Buckner that's, like I said, knocking rust off. This is his first action in many months. You got to let him ease into this. So run the ball. Let Estime run the ball a bunch. Let Tyree run the ball. Take that pressure off Buckner so he can settle in, so he can do what he needs to do and get that confidence going. And if he gets that confidence up, dude, we can see a phenomenal athlete in Buckner. So,
now, I will say this, though, and this is just my personal opinion. If I am Coach Freeman and Tommy Rees, I strongly keep Steve Angeli on standby.
Oh, yes.
And I wouldn't even be opposed. I know a lot of our fans hate this, but I wouldn't even be opposed to playing two quarterbacks if need be, just because of the fact that Tyler, even though he's been working hard, there's a big difference between practice and actual game action.
Yeah.
So it's going to take him some time to ease into this one a little bit. So if I'm the coaching staff, you keep Steve Angeli on standby.
Yeah,
strong standby.
And I'm not going to say that this is going to happen. But if we get up by a big margin, if we're up by 24 points at some point, dude, pull Buckner and let Angeli in there. Don't be having him stay in the game. Don't give him a reason to get injured or an opportunity to get injured. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. But if it does, because we've seen crazy things happen in bowl games and even in the regular season, if that happens, pull Buckner. Please, for the love of all things holy, pull Buckner. Like, it's all I ask. I mean, it just, I hear you. It's one of those things where if a guy gets injured and it's a close game, it is what it is. But man, when it's garbage time or you're up by a big margin and your guy gets injured, it's like, dude, we could have
preserved.
Like, what are you doing?
Preserve the health.
Like, especially with Buckner right now. Like, God.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Anyway, yeah, no, I think this game will be close, and I'll say that, but you never know. I mean, one team or the other can always bust it wide open and then just, take off. So,
well, with that said, let's get to the score predictions. Final game of the year for us, the Gator Bowl. If you don't mind, I'll take the honors because I think it's my turn anyway.
Go ahead.
I think with like we said earlier in this video, all the guys that are either sitting out or left for the transfer portal, I think it's going to make this game a lot more even than what we think. So I think this is going to be a fairly close game. It's going to be one of those typical bowl games where it drives you nuts, but I still like our chances against a guy like Spencer Rattler. So I'm going to say Notre Dame wins this one 31-24.
Ooh.
But you know me, I'm going to pick us anyway. But it's going to be close, I think.
We're on the same page here. I like it. Okay, I say Notre Dame 28, South Carolina 24.
You're going to kill me with that one. See, my score was just giving everybody a heart attack. Yours is just straight up killing people.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see John from Always Irish having a stroke at some point on Twitter.
I'm surprised he's still alive, to be honest with you. I mean,
oh shoot!
Just the slightest thing drives him nuts, and I'm just waiting for one of these days. But
you're right, Clunk.
No, please don't do that. Yeah, nobody in the Notre Dame video community.
You're not saying we want that to happen. No, please.
No, but no, I think it's going to be a close game. I hope it doesn't turn out to be a close game. I hope we.
No, I would love to see. I would love to see us just, take them to,
I want to see Boston College all over again, but
Yeah.
the other teams on the scoreboard saying South Carolina, but I can't guarantee that, and I honestly don't think that's going to happen. But I want it to.
Yeah, no, of course.
But well, anyway, last preview of the year, hard to imagine, Ben.
Yep. But we have some future things already in the works. So
yes, absolutely.
Because we have some more football returning, and I'm
in the spring.
I'm excited.
Now, if the rest of the nation could get excited too, like we have, and see what we see, then yeah. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Spring's still quite a ways away yet.
Yep.
So with that said, everyone, we'd like to take this time to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas from Ben and I here at the Two Irish Brothers. Same with our colleagues, Ryan and George and Lisa. Merry Christmas to all you guys, and just safe traveling.
Very safe travels.
Very safe travels.
We're here in the Midwest. We're supposed to get a humdinger of a storm coming later on this week. So, please, if you're traveling, be safe. Make smart decisions. So,
Merry Christmas again from the two of us, and hopefully Santa finds his way down your guys' chimneys and gives you a lot of good cheer. And to all of you who have been bad, you deserve the coal. So on that note,
Michigan fans, is that who we're talking about?
Sure, if you want.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Oh, I think Caleb Williams, though, his gift he shouldn't get coal, but he, just for embarrassment, he should get a gift card to some nail salon so he can get his manicure. So, all right, with that said, guys, what's that?
Some rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, rubbing alcohol, or if he wants to keep getting his nails done like a girly man, go for it. So on that note, everyone, I'm ND Sean 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin 57.
And as we always say, good night, God bless, and go Irish.
Go Irish. Beat South Carolina.